Right. Here we go again. Right. Here we go again. I'm getting sound feedback in my headset, so that's not good. Alright, so at least that way I don't have to hear myself talk in echo. That's a good thing, I guess, right? Okay, so we'll go ahead and jump in. Today we're going to be looking more at specifically the SignalR stuff. Let me actually verify that OBS is doing what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be capturing my camera, but I don't see the camera capture on here, so let's show it. Probably isn't showing my face. Either that or I don't know if it's showing my face. It might be showing my face. Let's check to see whether or not it's showing my face. Only because live streaming is hard when you have nobody to tell you that they can't see you. So let's see what's going on. Okay, you can't see my video capture. Logitech. Bring it up. So you should be able to see me. Shrink the screen. Yeah, that does me no good. If I can't see, where's the... Okay, now you can see me. For whatever reason, OBS presets went wonky or something. So now you can see me, you can hear me, but you can't see my full screen. So we'll have to pay attention to that today. All right, so today we're looking at more SignalR stuff. Last time what we did was we took this concept of loading data and we abstracted some data services, and you'll see again my wonderful little coffee example where I'm probably just doing like some coffee ordering something. So we can go ahead and fire this up real quick and verify that Rodney didn't break anything from the last time we did something together. So yeah, so let's see, get status. Solution's been modified because I added this .solution file, but that shouldn't matter. Okay, so we haven't changed hopefully anything. So we'll see how this goes. All right, so when any value hits, data is initialized, tasks are getting completed, stuff is happening, and boom, we're getting stuff. So we haven't actually bound anything to the screen yet. Okay, there's that too. But I don't really want to focus on that today. I think I want to focus on, because I mean, you watching me bind Xamarin stuff to a screen probably has very little value. But you watching me waffle over SignalR probably has a lot of value. So let's go ahead and waffle a little bit over this stuff and see kind of where we end up, so that we know kind of where we are. So we've got the SignalR documentation here, the documentation and a getting started. We're actually going to follow this getting started, and I'm going to go ahead and do some wonky stuff real quick. So let me see, what folder am I in there? I've got a terminal off to the side of the screen that you can't see, and I got to figure out why you can't see my full screen sometime between now and the next time I do this. So again, bear with me as I get more viewers and more feedback. I'll try and make this a better process for the folks that care to look. So we are in that folder. So let's do touch readme.md. Yeah, okay, so that should create. Let's do add existing item. We want to add a readme to this. Rider actually has built-in readme support, which is nice. Load data asynchronously. Yeah, because Rider can type. And we'll put this signalar portion here, and we'll just go ahead and put these links in here so that way anyone that wants to see what we did to get here can see what we did to get here and follow along with the exact tutorial that we did. So that way if we run into an issue with the tutorial, we can open up issues and say, hey, I didn't know what the heck I was doing and I failed miserably. Please come save me from myself. Again, we're so good at this thing. We're using Edge tonight, whereas normally we would use Firefox, but you know, that's again another thing for another day. So we're here. All right. So we'll just save that in the README. README will be in the solution folder, and we'll close that for the moment. So I'm going to pull that documentation off to the other screen now so that I can look at it while we write some code, but maybe we should probably look at it together. Yeah, ooh, that's fun. So the getting started tutorial, we're basically, okay, we're going to create a web project. That's simple enough. We're going to add the SignalR client library, create a SignalR hub, configure the project to use SignalR, and add code that sends messages from any client to all connected clients. That seems legitimately straightforward and so easy that even I could do it. So let's watch me not be able to do this, right? So web project, yeah. Create a web project. So we'll go here and we'll do add. We'll do new project. ASP.NET Core web application. C# .NET Core 3 is standard. Let's make sure that this looks correct. We're not going to do any magic and try and put this in a different repository or anything like that, or a different folder. We're just going to dump it right here in this folder. So this is really just going to be like the SignalR project, and we're going to name it is SignalR. So that way there's no like, oh wait, but that's going to be a namespace conflict, isn't it? And I can't spell yet again, Signal. So we don't really want to call this SignalR. Actually, what we want to do is we want to call this real time. Real time. Yeah, that'll be fine. Empty. Web API. No, let's do it empty. That way we don't accidentally break the world. So this is probably going to tell me how to do it in Visual Studio. How'd I figure? Yep. Create, configure the web project, name the project SignalR chat. Yeah, okay. Create the ASP.NET client, select web application. All right, so add the SignalR client library. We are going to go do the thing. What? This requires NPM? Ooh, it requires client side. Oh, it wants me to do a client library and a server library, but I don't want to do the client library. I only want to do the server library. So let's not pay any attention to the client piece, and let's only worry about the hub. Yeah, okay. Actually, you know what? Let's delete that because names matter. And we'll just call this data hub, yeah? Because that's what we're doing. It's a data hub. Data hub, because we're creating a SignalR hub. We're getting data from it, so we'll call it data hub because that makes sense in my brain. Tomorrow I'll look at it and be like, why did I name it like that? Oh, I could have came up with so many better names. Yeah, well, you know. A friend of mine would tell me I'm just bike shedding. If you don't know what that term means, I encourage you to go look it up. Apparently I've been doing it the majority of my career, and it's been getting me absolutely nowhere. I guess we can call this a coffee hub because it's going to be specifically the coffee hub we're going to, and I think we already brought that into the, okay, so it's a hub. Okay, so a hub class that serves as a high-level pipeline that handles the client-server communication. In the SignalR chat client project folder, create a hubs folder. Okay, we're just going to bypass that and create straight. In the hubs folder, create a chat hub file with the following code. Okay, I mean, you know, I'll bite. I can copy paste stuff in from an example and hopefully not mess up. Where do I get clients from? Okay, so that's something delivered. Okay, so this is the chat hub client. Inherits from SignalR hub class. The hub class manages connections, groups, and messages. Said message can be called JavaScript client code. Okay, yeah, we're not doing any JavaScript. We're gonna go straight to the fun and just watch it fall over. So the SignalR server must be configured to pass SignalR requests to SignalR. Okay, so that means we got to go to the startup and do stuff. So in the configure services, we'll configure services. We'll do services dot add SignalR. Okay. I call shenanigans. I am calling shenanigans. Did anybody else just see that? Hopefully somebody else is paying attention. Add signal. So there's this add SignalR and there's add SignalR core. The docs say to, okay, this is where Rodney's going to go crazy. So the docs say to add SignalR, but we are explicitly in the ASP.NET Core tutorial because there was another tutorial for SignalR with the .NET framework. So we're in the ASP.NET Core SignalR stuff. Okay, I'll follow along, and then when things get weird, I'll just go ahead and punt. Okay, so we add that. Okay, and then we're gonna add /chat hub is gonna be the. Okay, so down here when we do use endpoints, instead of doing hello world, we're gonna do endpoints dot map hub. The hub is gonna be coffee hub. Yeah, and that's going to be /coffee. And the documentation says chat hub, but we're going to be smart and prove that we don't have to copy and paste the code. Watch, like 10 minutes from now, we'll be going back and copy and pasting the code exactly as they have it and going back and doing this whole thing from the beginning. But for now, let's just go for it. Okay, so. Ooh, I should probably add Serolog so I can log to the console. So let's pull up that documentation too, right? So let's add Serolog to ASP.NET Core 3. Setting up Serolog. Somebody's got a nice blog post. Ooh, generic host. Okay, Andrew Locke's got a blog post about it too. Getting started, create host builder, configure, startup, blah, blah. Okay, so all we got to do is add Serolog, yeah? So let's go do the thing and add the Serolog. So NuGet recently added a new panel to its thing, right? So NuGet recently decided that it was going to be smarter than the average bear. And now when you go to NuGet, it used to be that you only had like this package manager and like packet CLI and .NET CLI. Well, now you have like the .NET CLI, which you didn't used to have. But now you've got this package reference for all of us that like to just go ahead and break the XML ourselves. Because, you know, why not break the XML yourself? It's my XML. I'll do what I want. Item group, paste, and save. All right, that's ooh. You know what? Again, Rodney being the smart guy that he is looking at that pre-release. Yes, I'm looking at pre-release, and I don't want to pre-release. I just want 2.9.0. Okay, fine, we'll take 2.9.0. 2.9.0. Take the stable version because we don't want to pull our hair out because something didn't work the way it wasn't supposed to. So then we'll just go ahead back to the program. feel like there's a nicer way to do this. All right, so before we do that, we'll do that use. It may not actually know about Serilog just yet. I may actually have to like Control-Shift-Save and actually explicitly do like a .NET restore. So let's try that .NET restore. It's going to tell me, hey, you have breaking stuff in your project. Nope. Okay. It took it. User. This is why we can't have nice things, Rodney. This is why we can't. It's supposed to be in an item group. Package reference includes Serilog version. Okay. So who's... Okay, so let's do .NET restore dash dash node dash dash force dash dash. Hey, okay. Closer. Still know nothing, huh? Okay. Okay, let's add these other things. And see if Serilog wakes up and decides it likes us. Worst case, what we're going to end up doing is this. We're going to go to the new configuration. We're just going to already packages already refreshed. That's impossible, but we'll do it again just to be safe. Okay, all packages already refreshed. So somebody clearly knows something I don't. So then we will do the thing here. Okay, so we're literally just going to copy and paste this out of somebody's blog post. This is going to come directly from Andrew Locke's blog post. So let's go ahead and snag that code. Save log event. Let's change the override. I mean, it's debug, so we don't really care. New logger configuration. Information. I'm going to be a little bit more explicit because, actually, yeah, let's leave that because that actually does make sense. To console junk stuff return 0. Return. Yeah, we're not dealing with exit codes. We're just running the thing, so we don't really care. Create host builder arguments dot run, so that can go in. Okay, that gets replaced. Okay, so the returns no longer matter because we're not actually returning a value. Yay, that's happy. Okay, and then we do all that stuff, and then we do use Serilog. All right, and then when I run this thing, so when I set this the data hub as the, let's do that. Let's set the. This was a web project, yeah. Like we did create this as a ASP.NET Core web project, right? I'm not tripping about that. Yep, no, that's the web SDK, so it's there. Okay, it's a web project. So we did the configuration just now. Let's just go ahead and edit configurations. Let's go ahead and add a template. Let's go add. It's gonna be up here. It's gonna be .NET. Maybe a .NET executable, maybe. Probably. Oh, we don't actually want to do any of that. Let's see, do we have anything that says anything about web? Just HTTP requests, ASP.NET Core, publish to IS. Nope. Okay, so that's got to be the right one. .NET. Oh, not executable. It's got to be. It's a project. Man, this guy is so so smart. Like, I'm so good at this. Apply. Okay. So now, edit configurations. Delete that configuration. Go back to the templates. Because you can tell we do this all the time, right? Like, this is a thing that we do. .NET project, data hub. All right, so let's just call it signal R. Hopefully the space won't matter, so we'll just go ahead and move it so that the space doesn't have a chance to matter. All right, so now we got signal R. We don't want to do debug. We want to do debug any CPU, and we're going to click run and see what happens. Now it's probably going to launch this in a Firefox browser, because that's what I would do if I were me. But at the same time, I don't really know. But knowing is half the battle. Bling. Starting the host. It's doing the stuff. And the things. Okay, so we are officially waffling. We have started the waffling process. Waffles. The console is here. The host started. Let's go edit the configuration. Yeah, I probably should have paid closer attention to that configuration, right? Working directory, target framework, executable path. Default, let's use Edge. I feel like I've done this before and it hasn't been this big of a deal, so why is this such a thing now? Like, this should have all gotten added when I added that project. Because I have this really interesting feeling with JavaScript debugger after launch. Do we just give it like a local host 5100? Sure, let's try that and see what happens. Okay, run it. Browser not found in its specified path. It should just be in the application folder. Like, why is this such a thing right now? Where is the Microsoft Edge? Edge. Who sees it? Who's paying close enough attention? Open. Save. Edge browser not in specified path. Fix. Let's try it again. Yeah. Application. So let's just go to application, click open. Okay, still nothing. Let's stop the thing. Edit configurations again. Let's try Safari just because, you know, why not? I'm trying to spare you from my tab proliferation in okay, so the host built, localhost 500 started, but Safari can't open the web page, so the browser is not actually getting started. So what did we do wrong? Let's go ahead and plug this here and see if we can actually hit a breakpoint. And it may just be I'm not familiar with the way that this happens, and I may just need to actually explicitly do .NET new ASP.NET. You can do, oh, that's F6. That's why it doesn't work, huh? All right, so let's do net new templates. Custom templates for .NET new CLI, .NET new list. Okay, so let's do that. Let's go to the thing. We're actually gonna snag. This is all stuff we can recreate, right? So like we'll just go ahead and all right, we'll do ls. So we'll do .NET new -- list. Okay, so we've got ASP.NET Console, class library, WPF, WinForms, worker service, unit test, XUnit, Razor, MVC, ASP.NET Core web app, which is what we want, right? That's what we wanted from the beginning. Right, so let's do .NET new -- question mark. Let's do -- help, because of course. Can we give it a name? I think we can give it a name. Let's try that. .NET new web app -- name space signal R hub. Okay, so let's do a list. Okay, we've got a signal R hub in there now, so let's go ahead and add existing project. See, like that still didn't actually add it to the solution, so I'm still gonna have to go through all that jazz. Signal R. Stop that. Let's do edit configurations. How is that different than if I was to do it? It's after launch. I don't want it after launch. I want it as part of the launch. I wanted to use Kestrel. Oh, that just means I got to do a whole bunch of junk in my okay. Yet again, the Visual Studio magic strikes. When disaster strikes. Signal R TypeScript. Yeah, they make this look so easy. I told you I was going to start waffling. I created the web app. Why won't you execute? Why won't you execute? I wonder. All right. Configure ASP.NET Core web app writer. Publishing, sign in, hosting, Kestrel, Docker, Rider, run an ASP.NET Core web app on Ubuntu. How to specify port, ASP.NET Core, running and debugging. Yeah, I don't have IIS Express, so that doesn't matter to me. Templates. What am I missing? Oh, .NET launch settings profile. See, I don't feel like I normally have to do that though. Like I've done this before and I've never ever actually had to do that. So this is getting really weird. So we're gonna Except the fact that Rodney doesn't know what he's doing, and we're just gonna go over here and open Visual Studio for Mac and see what the difference is. Because like, even .NET New's not working, which is weird. Right? Like I would expect a .NET Core app, a web application. It would give me a empty web application, right? .NET New web app. We're gonna create this thing over here in this projects folder. And we're gonna actually open it up in Nuke and see what we get, because I just like default I don't, or not in Nuke, in JetBrains Rider, see what we get, because it should just work, but it's not, because you know Rodney is smarter than the average bear. Projects .NET New. Okay. Oh no, it's still loading. Load solution. Wants me to add configuration. Go gadget Google Foo. Quick overview of ASP.NET Core with Rider. Web app, yep. Models and views, blah, 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 junk and stuff, debugging. I love how it goes straight to debugging and has nothing to do with like how to configure. It doesn't cover how to actually create the configuration, so that means that Rider just didn't create the configuration for us. Oh, okay. That is a launch settings file. Okay. Okay, so then that's what we need to do, is we need to just go back over here and create a launch settings file. So let's go do that thing. See? And yes, we're like hell-bent on doing this way. Let's do it based on the SignalR, IS Express, launch profile, runtime arguments, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's actually, because we could just copy all that stuff over and we just call it the SignalR hub. And that way it's explicit and ugly. Oh. All right, no, we don't want to use default. Oh, yeah, we do. Okay, we use Chrome, because Chrome's a thing, I guess. Let's call that Signal R. Okay, there's probably already one. Yep, so let's edit the configurations. Let's go to this one and let's remove it. Okay, so now when we do the thing and we click the button, what does this button do? Okay. Could not find Google Chrome. That's cute. Okay. So let's just go ahead and kill all the Firefox ones we have open, because we don't need them anyway. Let's stop that. Let's edit the configurations, and let's just go ahead and use the system default, because, you know, why would we want to do more than just the system default? And we'll also point out that we're already getting stuff out of Microsoft logging extensions, so I'm not quite sure that we needed to add Serolog. Yay, okay, SignalR is there. Yay, SignalR hub, home, blah, blah, junk and stuff. So let's kill that noise. Stop that here. All right, so let's take this and edit. And let's take, those are definitely not all the dependencies that we added up to this point, are they? La, 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 la. AS.NET New CLI Stuffs Introduction. Here we go. So let's go back here where we were. Let's copy all the junk. It's like, oh, I'm about to call shenanigans. I am about to call shenanigans. Edit. I don't want it to be the client this time. Oh, I remember, because we went to NuGet and got the thing. How do we get a hub? Is that just like there already? Oh, this is gonna be cute. Let's add this. Let's do class coffee hub. Yeah, let's put the using where it doesn't belong. One of these things is not like the other. Okay, so SignalR, I guess, is included stock in ASP.NET. I don't think that's right. I really don't. But who am I to know anything? Like, just follow the tutorial, Rodney, and all things will be answered. Because the tutorial says to do the things. It's the client. ASP.NET Core SignalR. I mean, that's... All right. We're just going to follow the thing and do the stuff, because the more we try and be smart, the less things are actually going to work. All right, like, the more we rationalize this thing, the more we're just going to spin our wheels. So let's try the thing. See if the thing does what we want it to do. Yes, you too can prevent forest fires. Let's grab just the main. Now let's grab everything out the program. Program.cs. Paste the stuffs. And then the startup. The only thing really added was this and that. It's like this and like that and like this and So I was trying to get music to play on the stream, so that you didn't just have to listen to me waffle. Because I like to listen to music while I code anyway, so it was kind of like, hey, I'll listen to the music and you'll just suffer. But it didn't work out. Like, I haven't been able to get it to work the way I wanted to, so you lucked out. But the second I figure it out, I'm going to make y'all endure like ridiculously bad hip-hop beats. Just because I can. Oh, yeah? SignalR hub must be convertible to Microsoft.ASP.NET Core.SignalR.hub in order to use the T hub. Yeah. It's easy to fix. Let's just copy all the code. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. We're going to delete that in a minute anyway. So let's just, okay, task. Everybody knows what a task is, I think. Now that goes back to being happy. That comes in. So now, when we click the thing, because really what we're going to do right now is just pipe stuff out to the output, or to the standard output, or to the logger, so that we can see exactly what's happening. When we hit the /coffee, I think is what we called it. Ooh, connection ID required. So, okay, you can't see that, but when I do that, I get this connection ID required. So what did we not do? Configure the SignalR server. We did that. Add the SignalR client. There's no connection ID. There's a connection ID required. Okay. Chat hub. Let's kill that noise. Well, you guys may get me to end early so I can figure this stuff out later, instead of having to have you sit here and figure out where I got stuff going. Oh, that's out here from like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. All right, so apparently real-time apps, SignalR. Are we doing it wrong? Let's go to samples. Chat sample Android Java client. Ooh, Xamarin. All right, so this is going to be a client. Yeah, that's easy enough. Okay, so is it that when you... okay, so I can't guarantee anything right now because I don't actually know. I don't actually know anything right now. Okay, .NET client. I just want to see it. Okay, that's what we'll do. We will do this. We'll delete the Data Hub project. And we're going to move some things around. We're going to do add new solution folder, and we're going to call this targets. And we're going to move iOS and Android into our targets folder. Okay. Yay. Good to go. So we can condense that. This is going to be our actual core application. I don't really want to call this services. I think I want to call this API. Yeah, I don't have a good convention for this personally because I don't actually ever really put my data layer directly in the same solution. Let's just call this so an API. I mean, just be like the web. Loop for the background music. Yeah. Oh, a friend of mine has joined and is talking to me in the chat client. This is fun. You should be asleep. You should be asleep. Yeah, there's paid solution for the music. I'm gonna worry about that another day because spending money on listening to myself talk doesn't sound economic. Well, you missed me waffling over how to get this thing working in Rider. Like, I couldn't figure out how to get the web project spun up, and like I didn't realize that I actually had to create. So like when I came in here to the configurations, I didn't realize I had to create a launch settings profile. I was trying to do it off of something else. So, where were you when I needed you to show me how to not suck? Oh man. What? I have this thing where I attract people that are like me, so it's funny when I find people that have the same sense of humor as me. Because what is Rider? I don't know. Rider is just this thing that I use to write my .NET code in. So okay, we'll go ahead and take a moment from our friend, not sponsors, because no one's paying us to do this, but we'll take a moment and talk about like Rider. Rider is this awesome IDE that I've been using. I don't know if you noticed this, but hey, I'm on Mac. And cross-platform development on Mac for C# has been really, really cumbersome. There's no Visual Studio. Before, a couple of years ago, we were using Xamarin Studio, and Xamarin Studio could kind of do everything, and it was just a really awkward port of Visual Studio. JetBrains, the people that do ReSharper, and all of the IntelliJ style IDEs for like Android, and like a laundry list of like a laundry list of IDEs. This is not even like an nth of them. They created Rider, which is their C# IDE. So I was very hesitant about... I'm going to answer the question. I don't care if you're playing dumb. Like, don't play dumb. Ha! You learned a lesson. Don't poke the bear. So I found Rider because I was doing Xamarin development full-time on a Mac, and I like ReSharper, and I like productivity, and Visual Studio for Mac just was not doing it for me. So Rider is what you see me writing code in. Fira code is the reason why I have these awesome ligatures. I know Rider just came out with their own ligature pack, which I haven't checked out yet, but it's on my list of things to do. So anyway, back to the reason why we're here, which is SignalR and not talking about Rider. There's this really interesting concept. I don't have anything for targets, so we'll just call this core for now because Naming things is hard and bike shedding takes time. So we'll move that into the core project and we'll just call this like, we'll call this folder web. Right, because it's web. This is just web stuff. Okay, so now it's nice and clean and neat, and I'm not looking at 15 things all at once because it hurts my brain. So where were we? We were looking at Rider. We were talking about Rider, and then we were talking about this. Okay, so Coffee Hub. This is just going to send a message. So what we need is a console app. So we'll add a new .NET Core console application. And we'll do what this thing says to do, which is basically just connect to the hub. So in our application, we'll just call this signal hub.client. And in this thing, we'll go ahead and, can we just add the packages? It's not going to work the way I want it to. If, let's go to, let's do Microsoft.ASP.NET-Core.SignalR. It should be a SignalR client, right? Client.core. Let's take that and bring it into the hub client. Now we're like completely off the rails. We are no longer following any of the documentation. We are just patching this whole thing together ourselves because we think we're smart. So let's just go ahead and prove just how smart we are. So that's okay, yeah. Hub connection client. So we'll do var connection equals new hub connection builder with URL. Ooh, that's actually a very interesting concept. We'll bring this over real quick so we can look at the yay, that's magnets doing its thing. So this is basically telling us to create, I guess this is probably like some type of WPF application because it's got like the window. I don't do WPF, so I don't really know. But if you'll notice here, the connection actually has the chat hub on it. So it wants you to explicitly create a connection per hub that you have. So it seems like you wouldn't really reuse them, which is weird. Maybe we could build like some type of abstraction that, you know, makes that smarter. But we'll do that later if and when we have time. And here's the SignalR sample. So eventually when we get into it, we're going to do this whole thing again in Xamarin. But first, let's just prove that it works so that we're not spinning our wheels trying to figure out with URL dot that is how you spell with in URL, right? Oh my goodness. And let's just go look at the configuration for this thing. So it's going to be HTTPS 5001. Okay, so it's going to be HTTP/5000 localhost 5001/ what did we call it? We called it coffee, I think is what we called it. And then we do .build. So for whatever reason, that's not working. Hub connection builder. Okay. I give up. Just how fat are your fingers? var connection, hub connection. Okay, let's see what's on the end of hub connection builder, because the documentation tells us that there's a with. So then that is apparently not the correct hub connection builder that we're using. What the crap is going on here? Let's dig in. So the other thing I like about Rider is it's got a built-in decompiler, so I just like F12 on stuff and stuff just works. Build That means there's probably some extension methods on this stupid thing. Yeah. What are we missing? Because we already brought this into the Xamarin project, so like that should all work, right? So like we did this same thing here, where we did the hub mock, and we did the actual Signal R client. Okay, yeah, I got nothing. This is the part where I start questioning my life choices. Why can't you be smarter, Rodney? Why can't you figure out simple stuff like, okay, this is just jacked up. Edit. Okay, so maybe I've got the wrong, okay, not dot core. It should be that one, and that should be like the, okay, so it's the wrong dependency. That should be, that should be that. Now I've got the right dependency, and now my junk goes away. Haha. See, sometimes it's just knowing what you're doing and admitting that you don't know what you're doing. Okay, so that's the connection. Ooh. Yay, we get to use some observables. We're going to bring RX into this eventually and just break the frickin' world, because Rodney does not know when enough is enough, for the record. Like, I don't know when enough is enough. All right, so we'll do... I don't even know what that emoji is. On. So let's do... We would have to have knowledge of that coffee hub, which means we would have to bring the shared piece in. So, I mean, technically... I actually don't want to become famous, but thank you. Like, fame is not what this is about. This is about being good at being bad. Okay, so fix the resolution, yeah? All right, so you told me it's going to be action, and it's going to be increase font size, or better yet, I can do this. Yay, is that better? Like, no, don't do that. Don't do it that way. So then how should I do it? Please, teach me, O wise one. Not font size. Resolution. System preferences. Yes, system preferences, displays, scaled. And you want me to set it to 1080p. Is that better? Does that make you happy? Now my machine looks horrible. But I guess it doesn't matter what mine looks like, right? It matters what your experience is. Let's do this on like the left 2/3. Yeah, we'll do it that way. So that's better. A bit better. Yeah, I should paint. Okay, I'm glad I have your permission to continue. We're still going to break stuff because we're not smart enough to keep our dependencies local. So like what we can do, I know what we can do is we can do like a on coffee hub, right? But that's that the hub itself exists outside of where we are. And that's an iHub client that's doing like DTO coffee beans. So we definitely need to figure that one out when we do that. So we'll worry about that later. Right now we'll just do something like we'll stick that in the web too. It'll be a web client. All the freaking projects just to do simple stuff like share. Let's just call this data, right? Because data's a thing. We actually don't want this to be we want this to be a class library, but we want this to be net standard. Net standard 2.0. You know what? Or better, can we just pull in the services and call it a day into both of them? I feel like that's somewhat overkill, and that sharing is probably bad. We'll get to that when we get to that. For the moment, let's just do this. Let's just stay on. Yeah. Right. That's standard 2.0. Have I put you to sleep yet? Because if not, I can make it way more boring. Let's just call this data. All right, that's just going to be data. That way we can stick the hub client in here. All right, that moves it. Then we can take a dependency, add reference to web data, add. And then we can do add references to data, add. All right, so now we've got a coffee hub. Must be, blah, 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 blah. I am so smart. That gets even weirder because the client is one thing. Now I'm wondering, like, are the client and the server supposed to actually be disconnected? That's with automatic reconnection. I'm just reading through documentation, trying to figure out what I'm about to break. Yeah, okay. So yeah, this is all gonna not work, but I'd rather it just not work than try and sit here and figure out why it should work. So if we go back here, it puts the chat hub in this client, but this is, okay, so this is SignalR client code. So this matters. So we're doing the SignalR client, right? So viewer download the sample code. Haha, they have sample code. Why are we trying to dig through documentation when there's sample code? The chat has a hub, has a chat hub. Okay. I see what's going on. I think. Maybe premature before I actually figure this out. And then the chat client is just going to, that's the application class. So where would it be? Just do it on the main, right? Yeah, that's what I would do. Yep. Okay. So then this is going to receive, so on is going to be whatever the DTO is. Okay, so right now we can just do string and string to prove that it works, and then we'll come back later and make it like actually do things. Oh no. It's not convertible because it doesn't have the thing. So what does it need in order to have the thing? Let's edit that. It needs to be a web project. That's what it needs. Oh, scheiße. Because this takes absolutely no dependency on any of that. So I think, okay, yeah, because that's not supposed to be a hub. Rodney, you are so good at the things. So we'll just keep it simple. We'll do string and string for now. So the coffee hub itself is going to do that anyway. So yeah, we are good at the life. We'll leave data there for a minute. And do on. Okay, so it's going to pass us a string and a string anyway. So we'll do received message like they say in the documentation. It's going to be user comma what? Message. And it's going to do some thing, yeah? I think all we're going to do is we're going to do we have access to the logger at this point? We'd have to, let's just do a console.writeLine. Console.writeLine. Let's do a concatenated string. Let's do user. And then we'll post whatever their message is, right? So the user and then their message. That seems easy enough, yeah. So let's watch this not fail. So that means that then whatever's on the hub is just gonna send stuff. How do we make sure that it sends stuff? Await connection.start.async, blah, blah, blah. How do we make sure that SignalR is actually going to send us stuff? That's what I am concerned about now. So I've created my connection string, and then I'm just going to do, that's why it's doing it that way. But I can do async. No, I want the, I should be able to create this as like a task now, yeah? And that should work. Yeah, so now I'll do like await connection dots start async task await async await start connection async. I could probably do some observable nonsense there, but I won't right now. Add message list. So we'll just do like a, oh, well, then I do that and the, maybe the console application isn't the best way to do this, but still, I'd rather do this on a console application than something else. Hub, get, chat hub, reconnecting. We don't care about reconnecting right now. We don't care about reconnected. We do care about that closed event though. And we don't want to sleep the main process, but I know that what's going to happen is like when we run this is literally going to do nothing. So if how do I run both projects at the same time? Do I have to like a special configuration to run them both at the same time? Oh, the worst part is I've done this before. Launch configurations open and the editor cancel. So that's okay. So that's just my launch configurations anyway. So all that's just fine. So I would have to. Writer uses the concept of run debug. Yes, launching multiple projects. There we go. Somebody smarter than me has figured this out. Oh no. It wants me to watch a video. I don't have time to watch videos. Under run. Edit configurations. And it takes me right back here. And it brings up the dialog where you can manage different configurations. You have one default entry that points to the existing project. Create a .NET project entry that any other executable projects you have in your system. Compound to run multiple configurations at once. Create a compound configuration and add it to your .NET projects to it. So we'll add compound. And we will add, this is going to be signal R client. We'll call that. And we will add can we add existing ones? I don't know if I can add. Yeah, but can I add ones that already exist? Like, can I just add this one to it? Oh yeah, okay, here it is. La 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 la. See, this is Rodney being smart. .NET executable. Oh no, we want to do a .NET project. Cancel. Oh, all the waffling. Signal R. Okay, so we want to add compound. Call it the Signal R client. We're going to add Signal R, and then we're going to come back over here and we're going to do adding of a .NET project. There's going to be the Signal R client, which will be fine. That's going to be the Signal. Just call this the client. Yeah. Click apply. That way I can come back over to the compound, add that, and those two things. Click OK. Now it wants to run it on Oreo. Oh man, that's just what? Why do you want to run it on Android? Why are you smarter than me, Ryder? Why is Ryder smarter than me? Edit configurations, .NET project, client. Seems awkward, because this should just... Okay, so let's try .NET executable then, see if that works differently. Yeah, see, that's going to want full paths to stuff, and the other one already knows things, so that doesn't seem like what we want. This all seems correct, right? Like we want the .NET 3, we don't have any runtime arguments, we don't want to open a browser, we don't do any of that stuff. We just want to run the thing, yeah? Okay. But again, we go here and it wants to run it on Oreo. What am I missing? Okay, so that gets me closer. Thanks for coming. Okay, let's continue down the figuring out why we don't know what we're doing. What are we missing? What have we not figured out? Because like this shouldn't be trying to target, or like this shouldn't be trying to target my Android emulator. This is just a .NET console application, right? Like this is, yeah, this is a console application. It should. I don't like the look of it. YOLO. Go Gadget Android emulator. I don't know what you want me to do. Of course the DLL doesn't exist because we... Okay. Conflict with macOS shortcuts. Yeah, it's fine. I don't think I care about that. So what exactly did we not do? It's like now I just want to run my console application. Like I've done this before. This is the weirdest part. I don't know why this thing wants to run against an Android emulator. Because we're not explicitly telling it to run against an Android emulator in the configuration, are we? No, this thing is just going to run the project, right? It's going to run whatever. Okay, I'm going to cheat because I can do these things. We got a terminal over here. Let's make this a third of the screen. Rodney's just going to cheat. Let's go to lists. Let's go to CD to Xamarin. CD to forms. Should be load data list. CD to SignalR hub. And now we should be able to do like just .NET run. Should take in, yep, okay. So I have officially started the, okay, well, I think we started the host. Let's see what happens if we go back out here and just go do the client and run the client. Let's see what happens. Because it should connect to Coffee and start receiving whatever messages. But that's the question, is like, is Coffee actually emitting messages, or do we need to go back into the hub and get it to just spit stuff out? Well, it's only going to send one message, maybe? Maybe we should go back and read documentation and not be bad at things. Like, again, how does SignalR know? Okay, so I create a connection hub. We don't care about that. We just want to know. Okay. So SignalR project folder, chat file, chat hub. The class inherits from SignalR club class. Send message is going to call by a connected client to send a message to all clients. So JavaScript client code that calls the method is shown later in the tutorial. Okay, so the JavaScript is going to do the thing. Start. Yeah, so I mean that's basically the same code we have. And it says it's going to create and it starts a connection. It's going to add to the button to the handler. Yeah, we don't have a button handler, and adds a connection object, a handler that receives the message from the hub and adds them to the list. That should be easy enough, yes? Oh, let's get rid of Safari because Safari's just in the way. I probably don't need you either. What exactly are we missing? I don't think we're missing anything now, so let's go back here. .NET is running, I think. I'm not getting any additional output, but it said that it's starting the host. So the client should be able to execute, but I don't see it doing the thing. So let's let's kill that. Let's do SignalR hub, and let's do. Cause wait, where were we? We were just in SignalR hub. Let's see. And where we want to go is to SignalR hub.client, and we want to do .NET run. See what that does. The connection refused. This is a good thing. Okay. So let's go back here. Let's launch the thing. .NET quit unexpectedly. Why am I not surprised? Oh, now all the things are happening. What? Did anybody else just see that? Let's quit that. Don't quit OBS though, because that would be bad. We hit a dispatch error, which there was probably some code in the thing about that, but we're running. Let's look at the console. No. So let's now do .NET Run and see what happens. Still the same error occurred while sending the request. The response ended prematurely. That's okay. This is progress, progress, progress. We got a different error, so that is considered progress. What? Connection dot closed. Oh, they're doing dispatcher. Okay. They're explicitly looking on a specific dispatcher. It's not dispatcher. Oh, no, the dispatcher, that's probably like UWP. We don't have a main thread that we invoke on, so that shouldn't matter. It's doing a try catch. Let's put some try catches around the code to look and see what the flock is going on here. So this is why this might actually be easier in a Xamarin application, believe it or not, because it's just, just have a button we click and then it would go look for stuff. Like I feel like this console junk. Okay. Let's do like we're gonna do like a old school freaking for each loop. How's that sound? We just want to spit out 100 values, right? We just want to say await. Can you give me this on the third? Give me this on the right third. There we go. So we're just gonna say await connection dot invoke async send message this 2 is going to be the thing, and then the message is going to be message plus I dot toString. Yeah, because that makes life easy. All right, so we'll await that and we'll see what happens when we start spitting that out. So let's go back over here. Now we got to do .NET build. Then we're going to do .NET run again. Error occurred while sending the request. What, pray tell, could be the problems? This is where I need somebody smarter than me to be paying attention to what I'm doing so they can be like, hey, smart, okay, fine. HTTPS. Let's do .NET build. Oh, it's 8:30. We've been like at this for a little while now, haven't we? Did we not hit the enter key? I heard the click. .NET run. Hello world. Okay, so it did something. It definitely did something this time. And it didn't explode. Which means we are getting closer. Oh, duh. Send message, received message, received message, send message. What are we doing wrong? Okay, so that's send message, that's receive message. The client should be doing something along the lines of send. Okay, so let's go back and look at the hub itself and see how smart we were. Okay, so this is doing receive message, receive. Strings, all the glorious strings. Receive message. Yeah, okay, so let's fire up the Signal R again. Signal R hub is up and doing the running thing. Now let's go over here and cheat and do our console thing again. It's going to do .NET Run. Ha! Yes! I do the thing and it works. I don't even know what that means right now. So, okay, so I guess that means that, I guess this means that the thing did the stuff. So that means that our program that's connected is getting the received message stuff back and forth. So that means that if we actually want to use, oh my God, go to sleep. Just go to sleep and leave me alone. Stop trolling me with your popcorn. But you got, wait, you got purple popcorn. Oh, that's hot. Purple and gold. I love those colors. Shout out to the bros. Anyway, yeah, I know, right? It's like Yahtzee. Everything works. So that means that we hit the coffee URL. So as a result of this, I'm actually, so I've heard, I don't know for sure, but I've heard that deploying these bits to Azure can be somewhat cumbersome. So I'm not going to do that live on the stream. I'm probably going to do that tomorrow. Yeah, probably tomorrow, maybe this weekend if I get time. Definitely next week sometime. I'm going to do that next week before the... How did I pick the wrong 1080 resolution? There's displays, right? So we're going to do this again. System preferences, displays, because you're killing me, Smalls. You're freaking killing me. Displays. There's only one 1080p. So you tell me which is the right one. There aren't two. There's 1050 or 2560 by 1080. What are you talking about? The second entry. You want me to use this one? The second one. I picked the second one. The second one on the list. I don't care how it looks for me. It matters how it looks for you. If it looks better for you, that's what's important. I can live with, things being janky for a couple of minutes. Right third. All the text chat messages. Oh no, you can see all my stuff. So is that better or is that worse? Because like now I'm legitimately, oh, where did we, oh, this is all the way over here. We want this to be over here. Right third. Make this the left 2/3. Yeah, we'll look at that together. That's fine. But like at least now you can see my entire screen, so that's a good thing, I guess. But like, is the resolution of the code any better? Probably not. So this kind of better than initially. Okay, that's good. So like I feel like, okay, this is great, but I feel like this is being done from the wrong place. Like the whole point is, right, Signal R just kind of does a thing. It just sits there and receives messages. So I feel like the client shouldn't actually be sending and receiving the messages. I feel like Signal R should just be pumping out messages. So let's go figure out what we can do to make that not be like ridiculously bad. We've got this coffee hub. So coffee hub just does like send message. So technically, all right, so now we're gonna do this here, right? We do public. Oh, can we defer that though is the question. Because like I feel like the whole point of Signal R is so that it just dumps data on us. Like if the client has to call out to Signal R to get data to come back, I feel like that just kind of breaks the whole push-based concept of the contract. Like the whole point is Signal R just pushes me data, but I guess I technically have to like connect to it. I'll have to do some more research on SignalR and see like what I'm missing, or ask somebody who knows SignalR better than me and get them to tell me what I'm like not seeing. Because like what I want to happen is like this hub just does stuff, right? So like the hub would just do like public coffee hub, and in here we would just do like we would do our like send message code here. Not that. Waffle.io. That's all I'm doing. Let's like copy this. Actually, we would cut this code, like put that here, which I know is like the worst thing you can do, and we don't actually have a connection here. This is weird to me. Like, because I feel like SignalR shouldn't, like the client shouldn't have to do both send and receiving of the code. So like, let's go look at the sample codes, because sample codes are good. Let's put that to the right third as well. And then we're going to break here in a minute because it's like dinner time. We need to go eat some food. We'll come back to this later. So this is just appending a message, right? So here we're updating view state, doing updates to state, which I did some talking about this exact thing. This whole update state method is, oh my God, that's the absolute flipping worst thing you can do. And I love to see it in official samples, because then people will say like, oh, well, this is how Microsoft does it, so I'm going to go do it the same ridiculously bad way. Like, tame the mutable state, use reactive extensions, go, don't suck. The main page has to, I guess I can just stop async, connect, start async. Okay, so this client doesn't seem to actually be sending anything. Oh, yes it is. So then what is the concept of SignalR? I guess the concept of SignalR is that something sends something to the hub, and then the hub just broadcasts it back out. Okay. I can bite. But like, what if I just want my hub to just push stuff? I shouldn't have to do that. I should be able to just do like clients.all.send, right? Yeah, I should be able to do this. Okay, so then we could technically convert this to an observable. We won't get that far. Like, this is fire and forget. This is also bad. Don't do this. We're gonna make this cleaner by the next time. But I just want to see the hub itself just send stuff out. Like, I just want to see it do its own thing. I don't want us to explicitly have to do it. Now the better question is this actually going to write anything to the console? Because technically by the time we get to this point, yeah, you should go to sleep. I'll chat with you later. Thank you for joining us, Matt Coke 87. We appreciate you trolling us and helping us not suck at our resolution. So technically this thing is just going to die, right? Like, after it runs, because and I can't do a console.read because that'll be blocking, and then the console can't write because it's waiting to read. So I can do like ooh, we are doing amazing stuff now. Connection dot state equals connected. Yeah. This is actually probably going to blow up, but we haven't used the do while loop in God knows how long. So let's see. That's going to run the thing. That means the hub is now... Okay, so that means that our thing is already running. And we get an error. On connected async. Error dispatch. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Line 12. CoffeeHub.cs. Line 12. Okay, so it's not connected to itself. Okay, and I also want to point out that that didn't actually break until we ran this, yeah? Yeah, because it's not broken yet. So then the second we click .NET Run, it's going to go do things and try and connect to the client. That means that there's clients. Clients is null. Why is clients null? Okay, well, we had it working, and like now we're just being horrible at this thing. So next time we'll get somebody in here that actually understands SignalR, and they can tell me what it is that I'm doing wrong. Like I get what it's saying, right? Like I should technically do like probably some override some method and do like override on connected async. Let's see what the actual hub does though, just because I like to look at other people's code and understand what it is that they're doing. Okay, so the on connected async isn't doing anything special. Okay, so let's cd to the SignalR hub. All right, let's see .NET run, because now that'll just give me a in-memory web host. Okay, so now that's working, and now if I come here and do the client and run the client, like now I should be able to debug the client, right? So we're gonna do connection.start. And the second I do connection.start, this thing should blow up. And it does. Why? Let's look at this. On connected async, not object. That's not going to tell me anything. That's like the most generic stuff. Connection context SignalR error. Google foo. Not firing all the time, yeah? Stack Overflow. What do you know that I don't? Add Azure SignalR. That's not where we are right now. So it's the notification hub, SignalR hub, notification async controller, message stuff, internal request. Yeah, no, it's not that's not the answer we want, and it's not the Azure on connected. We actually are trying to do it ourselves. Let's see. All right, we have gotten to the point where we are digging through GitHub to find answers. That means that we are at the bad point of the evening. Issue happens silently. Samples related thread, which we were already on that anyway, so. Okay, I switched to SignalR. To Azure, I use authenticated hub. Use shit on where token. Public override async on connected. Okay, so let's go look at that real quick and see. Does he override on connected? This is the client, so we wouldn't do that in the client. We would do that in the server. So this is also not the client. So let's go not be bad at the thing. We're doing this badly again. Hubs sample. Yeah, so let's here's we got a startup. It's doing the same thing we are already doing. It's adding the chat hub. Okay, so sample pages, hubs, chat hub. Okay, so let's try that. And that's in the hub, yeah. Okay, so let's. Oh wait. Groups dot add to group async context dot connection ID. But we don't care about like groups. Like we just want the clients to be there. Do you have to do this? This is weird. Like I feel like we didn't have to do this 10 minutes ago. So now just because we want to explicitly have something else send it in, we've got to do all this stuff. Okay. All right. Just follow the tutorial, Rodney. Stop trying to be smarter than the code, Rodney. Public override async. Wait. So now it'll do the thing. Oh, okay. Maybe this should actually be happening here. And then we can actually do like an await, an actual await. Yeah, because that actually probably does make more sense. Like once it's connected, do stuff. And before it's connected, don't do stuff. Let's go ahead and do .NET build, .NET run. Host is started. Let's start the client and let's see if we get a different error. And regardless of what error we get or we don't get, we're probably going to stop here. Okay, so no error. But also no output. Womp. Stop the client, do while. So this should be doing whatever. Like, what is it doing? It's just, Because like that starts the connection, but then the program's just going to terminate. And I can't, how do I, okay, let's try this. Wait for console application to async console applications. Yeah, I get that. Oh, this is 2015. That's the guy for async, but that's probably not the. How to wait for the execution of a method and then exit. Generate consume async streams. .NET Core console sample based console. Let's see what this does. We also want to get rid of that. back here. Like this is still running though. And that's just the client code. So let's try and run the client code again and see what happens. Yeah, stop and rerun because like we don't any longer want to do that. Like it's got a wait. Stop. How do we kill the current running? Stop and rerun. Control Shift break, right? Nope, that isn't gonna do it. How do we stop the debugger? Stop. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna get off here because I need food. I'm gonna start getting hangry in a minute. All right, so .NET build, .NET run. Kill the client and start again. Pause. So, oof. All right, what else do we have on this connection? What kind of, in terms of hub connection, right? Hub connection. You'll see your var do that, yeah? Okay, it's got a logger factory, it's got stuff, it's got state. It's got start async, stop async, dispose, on, remove, task stream as channel core async, but that's a public method, okay. Invoke core async, so we can invoke a particular method, okay. We can start, stop, close, we can close the connection, we can stop. Invoke stream core, send message hubs. Okay, so none of this is gonna actually get me where I want to be. I just want to, like, once it's connected, I just want the console app to stay alive long enough. All right, well, we've waffled enough for tonight. I think we've, let's actually go back and undo some of this code so we can get it. Yeah, okay, so we know that works. I'm gonna take that out. We're going to go back to the Coffee Hub client and we're gonna take all that code out. We're gonna do that. And we're going to run it again just to verify that we can break anything. Right, because our host is still running. Hello world. console spits out all the messages, yay, and then terminates. What happens if we run it again? Yeah. Okay, so SignalR is not actually pushing anything out, so we'll have to look at why the Serolog stuff isn't logging, or maybe I don't have it set. I probably just don't have it set up correctly, so I'll go back and look at that later. But that's all I've got for today. So we've kind of set up our SignalR setup. I need to figure out how we can invoke the message and just push data from the SignalR server, because like I don't want the client to have to, like, all I want the client to do is connect and get a stream of events. I don't really want the client to have to say, hey, invoke this command so I can get more data. That just kind of seems really counterintuitive to me. So we'll look at that sometime this week. And happy fun rocks, kids.